everybody, Jillian here. Welcome to my channel. Today I thought it would be really fun to do a December daily flip through. I'm not going to do the whole album because I haven't finished it, but I'm mostly done and wanted to share with you my progress so far. So just for some background info, I purchased the Ali Edwards album, the main kit, and that's pretty much all I'm using. Oh, and I purchased the chipboard add-on too. I have some things left over in my stash from last year that I included with this year's album, but not much. And as I walk you through, I'll kind of explain how I chose to use what I did. I did get the early bird bonus, which were these 3 gold foil tags. So I ended up using the December stories for kind of my title page into the album, and then used these numbers that were left over from a Studio Calico kit along with some of the chipboard. And then basically just copied what Ali did for her intro, or day 1, I guess it was, with a family photo, and then just breaking down with some numbers, you know, who's who, how old they were, and just some other fun trivia like that. This was left over from a Jasmine Jones kit that I had, and really wanted to use this to set the tone for my album. I kept it really simple. I knew December was going to be a really busy month for our family, not even like holiday-wise, just work schedule-wise, and so I really was into repetition and keeping things really, really simple. I knew that was the only way that this album was going to get done. So I just used the journal cards, 6x8 pattern paper, some embellishments that came with the kit, and documented really how I wanted to set the tone for this December. And then for day 2 here, I have a picture of my son on the potty, so I didn't want to, you know, share that with the entire internet. So that's what's under here, kind of another reason why our December was going to be crazy. So you can see here I did use the chipboard again, some of the embellishments, and then I made my own journaling card here. I had originally used something that was in Ali's kit and didn't love the way the colors worked, so I ended up redoing this page towards the middle of the month, and like much better how it came out. I feel like it flows with the rest of the album. Here I have just a program from a performance that we went to. And then for day 3, documenting an impromptu date night I had with my husband, again using the chipboard, some older things from my stash. I loved using alphabet stickers this month. That was really fun to get to incorporate. And this month, around the 4th and 5th of the month, I realized that I was telling different stories than I have in the past. This is the 3rd year that I've done this project, and before it was kind of like, this is who was there, this is what we did, you know, the end. But I really liked the way that the stories came together this month, and it was really fun to be more intentional and tell more meaningful stories than just who, what, where, when. So for day 4, I just talked about wrapping up some gifts for my the ladies that are in my Bible study, so that was really fun. I used some pieces from the Print and Pray shop in here. This is an advent card set, or a calendar cards, an advent card set, I guess you could say, from Brave Little Tailor, and then just used chipboard on all of the things. So here's another example. This is a super dark photo, but really the best one I could get. I snapped a picture of my living room after our last ladies' Bible study of the year, and just kind of told a story about that, and ended up going over onto the back side because I just had so much journaling. So again, the alpha stickers, at this point realized, like I said, how I liked how these stories were coming together. So I have a 6x8 kind of filler sheet in here because I have a 6x8 photo on this side, and I think I was watching Amy from Paper and Spool on her December daily videos. She said that she just prints her photos out on white cardstock, and that kind of sounded crazy to me, but I tried it because I had just bought a new pack of cardstock, and the quality is fine. This photo was taken on an iPhone, and it was, I think it would have printed out super grainy no matter what type of paper I had printed it on, but it's good enough. It's my little boy with an excavator in front of his dad's shop, and so he is obsessed with construction vehicles, and I just told that story here, like a little snapshot into his life right now, and he got to get up close and personal and touch it and sit on one after hours, and so supervised, of course, but really fun to get to kind of see this moment through his eyes, since he is so obsessed with these things. He has so many of these toys. Then for this page, just kept it super simple. I got a haircut and I talked about how I feel like myself again having this haircut. So that's kind of a big deal for me and definitely wanted to record that here. I didn't have much to say about it, so I just used like a 4x6 filler card with some chipboard on the outside of the page protector. I thought I did that a lot more this year and like how that turned out. For day 8, I used the On Repeat card from Allie's main kit, and then I screenshot the cover of the album that I have been listening to on repeat this month. It's 10th Avenue North's Decade the Halls Christmas album. It's so good. And so just layered that on top of the card, used this 8 as like a see-through element. I put some washi tape down the spine too. I thought that was really fun. I had to punch some different holes in this one, and the page protector here was just a mess. So that was kind of my way to deal with it and not have it be an eyesore, like with 16 holes down the spine here, I guess. So I just put some washi tape on either side. I put some gold chipboard that was left over from a Studio Calico kit on there and then copied it on the back. And then I've got this really fun trim that I got at the Target dollar spot last year. So day 9, we just took some family photos. I totally saw this idea in the December Daily Facebook group and copied it, and I'm so sorry, I can't remember who I saw it from, but I used one of these cork numbers from either A Beautiful Mess or Studio Calico to kind of be the little handle here for my flip-up pocket. So just an opportunity to get one more photo in here, and then just use the journaling cards from the main kit to tell my story for the day. So for day 10, this kind of encompasses a few days. Sorry, trying to work out the glare here. My husband and I were in the kids' Christmas musical at our church this year, so I talked a bit about that. And these are just photos from throughout the month when we had rehearsal and stuff like that. So I told the story on this tag here, which was a couple of years old, put some ribbon on it, and included the program from that morning. And then my husband didn't entirely learn all of his lines, so I included his little cheat sheet here. We have a friend who recorded the whole thing, and so I'm eager to get that from him and then make a copy or kind of like stitch together some highlights of it and put the DVD in here. So this is kind of a placeholder for that. And then I printed a 6x8 photo again on some white cardstock of me and my husband in character here on set. So in the beginning of December Daily, I had a lot of 6x8 photos that I used, and I was like, well, I'll just put a filler paper in the back, but I didn't like how many just kind of blank 6x8 pages I had. So I stopped that, coming up soon. But for day 11, this was pretty much it. It's just this card and this page. So we had some unusually cold weather early in the year, and so I documented that. I used this transparency that came from an old Studio Calico kit, put some chipboard on the front, and then that has the screenshot of the weather app on my phone, and then on the back was another photo from that day, and I just wrote down the story here on the slide with this marker that I had from a Studio Calico also. It's a Staedtler Permanent Lumacolor pen. And it writes well on photos, it doesn't smear or anything. And then so that was it for day 11. Day 12, I didn't really tell a story. I took a picture of a bunch of food ornaments that I had that were new to me, and we decided to go with a food tree. And so I pulled out my favorites, put it on a white foam core board like this, and then put the photo in an app on my phone, and then added some little captions for all of the ornaments. And then use a big embellishment here. I don't love this, but I didn't want to spend like so long agonizing over each page, so I just left it the way it was, and if I want to go back and talk about these ornaments, I can do that here on this page. So here we go, day 13, I've got just another filler page here, and then it was just documenting a couple stories from the day. My husband had band practice here, and then this flips up and talks about what I was doing while he had band practice, and then just some time we got with my son and his grandfather, and so that was really fun. Day 14 was kind of funny because I did like a his and hers work view and then told the story about that. And I didn't realize until I was looking through an album from last year that I had done the exact same thing. I just totally didn't even realize that I had already kind of told that story in that format, so that was funny. So I forgot to mention I did also purchase the 6x8 papers from Allie Edwards. I did the digital purchase, and then I just printed them out on cardstock. And then here used a piece of chipboard from Illustrated Faith from their Advent collection. And then so you can see here, I'm not entirely done. I got to print out a 6x8 here of a concert, Seeing 10th Avenue North. So I need to go back and do that. But that was really fun to have another date night and get to see them after I had been listening to the album basically on repeat all month long. Day 16, I was really inspired by a woman on Instagram, Pitter Patter Art, I think is her handle, and she did a kindness advent, and I love that idea. I totally want to do that next year, where every day, instead of like maybe opening a present, your activity is showing kindness to other people, and there are like set things that you determine with your family or whomever at the beginning of the month, and I really liked that idea. Go check her out on Instagram. She's got it all written up on her blog if you want to check it out too. So I'll link that if that's maybe something you're interested in doing. Anyway, I was inspired by one of her things, and so I totally did it for that day and then documented it here. So for day 17, I talked about sending out Christmas cards. We've never done Christmas cards ever, and so I just bought a box set from Dayspring and then sent them out. So I used a tag here again with some chipboard on it to document that. And then we had an extra card in an extra envelope, so I just punched holes in the envelope here and then left it open so that our card, you can like slide it in and out and see what it looked like and what we sent. For day 18, we got our pictures back, so we went to go pick them up from the studio, and I used a transparency that I had used in previous years, and I think this is the last of it, so I used this to cover the photos, and I think I'm just going to leave this blank now that I think about it. I had an older number from 2 years ago, I think, or a year ago, and I painted it red with some acrylic paint, and then just kind of glued it on there. You can totally see the chipboard and the paint on the back. It kind of looks like a crime scene from this view, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that and not sweat it too much. So this is just a really photo heavy spread here with our family portraits. Talked about the experience of getting our pictures taken, included another 3x8 pocket. I had a 3x4 pocket here, cut it in half, and then put some red line tape down the side to adhere this trim here. I have a flip up pocket here just to get another photo in, and then embellished this a bit. So I just created, Ali Edwards has done this several times, a little hinge here with some washi tape so that it flips up and is really fun. So I need to print out another 6x8 photo here. So what I decided to do was use a 6x8 page protector, and I'll just glue it on here because on the back we've got 4 3x4s. And so here my son got sick again last year to the day. He came down with a really bad sore throat also. So this is the beginning of his virus that turned into my husband's virus that turned into my virus. So documenting that again, unfortunately. And then for day 20, I totally saw this in the Ali Edwards Facebook group too. If I can find who did this originally, I'll go ahead and list them here on the bottom of the screen. But I had some of these letters left over, so I stapled one of the tabs from the main kit to it. And then just told this story about how my husband's been leaving me like little love notes as he wakes up earlier than me and leaves the house. He lets me sleep in and doesn't wake me up. Instead, just leaves me like a little goodbye love note here on our fridge. So again, I cut down a 3x4 page protector, and then this time put an Avery index tab on the side instead of the red trim. And then on the back, we have me wrapping photos here. So just some journaling cards, super simple, the number with a chipboard heart. And then posed a little photo here of what I was wrapping. I didn't start Christmas shopping until the 21st. I was up to date with December Daily, but didn't start until the 21st, so kind of waited until the last minute here. And then this was another thing I was totally inspired by in the Facebook group, and I'll go ahead and list her name down here too. This is an old chipboard set that looks like this. It had some of these silver glitter stars in it, and I saw that she had backed it with patterned paper, and then mine is a bit different than hers, but basically the same idea. And so I'm going to use this to tell the story of day 22 over here, and that's as far as I got so far in my album. I didn't really do foundation pages or anything like that. This is just kind of stuff that I knew I wanted to use, so I put it in here, and that's it. I've got a bunch more stuff to obviously print out and put together. I have a bunch of like little knickknacks that I want to put in, just things like that that I want to include in the album, so it'll be really fun to see how that comes together. So I'll go ahead and share another video with you guys once I get it wrapped up, and then we'll walk through the last few days together. Those are typically very photo heavy for me, so it'll be a good sized video also. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment below and I'd be happy to get back to you. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon.